Welcome back to the I-Womb podcast. My name is Goddess Bliss, and I have a direct channeling from King Solomon, okay? And so if you resonate with King Solomon, the line of Judah, tribe of Judah, lions, okay? This message is for you. There was a blind spot when it came to King Solomon. If you don't know the story, do your own research, okay? Besides the Bible, get out of that, okay? You have the Solomon of the Lesser Keys. I call it the Book of Solomon, but I think it's like the story of Solomon. Do your research. But when Solomon uses the demons that he captured, there was a spell they were casting. They were doing, it was energetic. This is spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare is cosmic warfare, just in a lower dimension. And the spell was causing division. It's like this, it's the curse of religion, of the division within the religion, because the divine source, the cosmic source of unconditional love, the creator of all things, comes in many forms. So do we. We all have different journeys, we all have different lessons, we all have different disciplines, we all have different desires, we all have different everything. And so it's foolish to think that you can limit who are people praying to, right? Who are you praying to? You praying to the creator of all things, or you praying to, because then that's a deeper story. Then that's another message. There was a spell of division. There was a spell. There was spelling in there. There was spelling in there. And so though he had a hold of them, they couldn't get outside of the walls. If you would bring people in, right, to heal them, and that's what he was doing. There was a blind spot that he didn't know of. It is not his fault. I want to put this out there because there's people who's going to go left, and I'm going to bring you back every freaking time. Every time. It was not his fault. We have to start seeing these people, these kings, these queens, these goddesses, seeing their humanity, okay? Because it's their humanity that makes them relatable. It's their humanity that makes mistakes. It's not to discourage them. It's not to, curse them and say, you're the reason why. No. They just been here before us. Or they just had to learn. As we. Anyway. But this is an example. It's like, in a grander scale, there were foundations that were built. There were foundations that were built off of spells. I'm not going there. But I'm just going to say, they were built off of spells, and they are crumbling. It's like, it's dispelled these spells are being dispelled, they're being casted out, they're being rebuked. Solomon was using himself as an example. So you can see that the foundation was good, right? It was intentional. It was what was let in. It was what was, because they were slaves. They helped the demons, he captured them. He was like, you gonna build this, and you gonna do this, and you gonna do this. After I ask you all the questions I need to know, the answers to, you gonna do work. And so that's what he did, but he didn't know. You don't have the mind or thought to torture or to scare or to frighten. I have you. That's it. You're not going to be hurting anyone outside. You're not going to be doing any harm outside, right? But it was the inside. Because then that's within the house. Oh, and it invites more evil. Oof. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing Bernie Mac. Trouble. Cause something's about to happen. I don't know what it is. I know what's happening already. Woo. Crown chopper on blast. Something's about to happen. I don't know what it is. And it has to do with the church. It has to do with the church. It has to do with the cathedral. I don't know. Something's about to happen. And it's about to bring a lot of shit on their head. A lot of shit on people's heads. This is left field. I'm so sorry. How long is this? Like, if you hear it, then you hear it. Get me in here. I don't know. I don't know the details. I just know something's going to happen. I don't feel like it's a World Trade thing or something, But I don't know. It's going to be something like that. Whether it's energetically, something's about to happen. I don't know. But it's whatever you're building to. Like, this is a lesson that Solomon had to learn. And it's like, on a cosmic scale, I just told you on a cosmic scale, but on the plane in which we live in, which is the 3D, it's like, you know your intentions, you know your foundations, you know what you're building, what you're creating, and be mindful of the people that you let in, right? Just be mindful, be discerning, right? You have to think on both ends. You can't just think of, yes, I'm protecting this. You also have to protect you and what you're building, right? And that's not saying that, some people it's just a hell no and it is what it is, right? And, or some situations or some environments or some, wherever it is for you, it's just a hell no. But others, it's like, it's just, I'm not right now. And that's you protecting what you're building. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. And so for some people who felt that they were rejected in one space and time, keep that in mind. And for those who have to be the ones to reject others, who say no thank you, or that's a fuck no, you tried it, it depends. Like, it goes either way. You get what you get. It is what it is. Hey. Can't feed everybody the same medicine. Period. I don't know. I guess that was for somebody too. Anywho. Yeah. Be mindful who you let in. Just be discerning, you know, and it's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that on both ends, you know. And that takes accountability, that takes responsibility, you know. Then was that person right about, they could have been a little bit right about that, because I had this and this to do, you know. But that critique wasn't so bad. Like, you know, they weren't trying to rip me up. That made sense. You know, be discerning, right? You know, what is criticism? Criticism has been coming up, and it's just like, what's constructive criticism? For some of y'all, this is coming up, and what's something that's just slowly trying to tear you down or slowly alter your vision, okay? And so remember your vision, because your vision was given to you by God, you know, and there are people that will be sent to expand the vision, right? No doubt about it. And that's the discernment of knowing, like, okay, are we expanding in the right way, or is this something that is going to kind of hinder me? Because I'm also getting that there's people that are being sent in your life that's going to expand that vision the way God intends it, right? But it's like you being discerning of who is who. Interesting. And that's you embodying your God body, right? In every form. That's every arcana. Okay, you're embodying every fucking arcana, right? And balance and harmony within you and without of you. Holy ground is being built, and it's like Solomon's coming out with that to warn you, because you are, I'm telling you, if you are, you know, a son or daughter of the line, a fragment of the line, that's what I mean. Like, you know, in so many different languages I can say it. You know, terms I can say it, but that's something that's like a warning, or, you know, a lesson, because you're building foundations and you're building holy ground. The church was holy, you know, it was a place of safety. Solomon was a saint, you know. And you know how y'all have y'all saint this, saint that. Solomon was a saint. He really was, right? But he was a saint in the shadows. He directly dealt with demons. It wasn't in the physical. He was a warrior in the spirit. His father was a warrior in the physical, in the 3D. And his son, his heir, you know, that was the wisdom. That was everything. The eye to see. And his job was to capture and banish and rebuke these demons that were casted on this earth through these negative frequencies, through these cosmic wars, right? Through these different entities and their scarcity frequencies. That's what he did. That's who he was. Okay, and so that's coming up, because in the 3D it's going to look like one thing, and if you are a daughter son fragment, you have the eye to see. And so you have the eye to see, you have the whatever the hell it is for you, okay? Because there's no need to get specific. It's so many avenues. But you know. And so that's Solomon saying on both ends, know who to let in and know who not to. And it's like, don't fight the people who you are meant to let in. Throat chakra. Do not fight those you are meant to let in. You are meant to let angels in, right? You are meant to let these gods, these goddesses, these angelic-like beings, right? You're these Syrians, these star seeds. You're, of balance, of harmony. You're allowed to let them in. Allow yourself to let them in. Interesting. Okay. Alright, we'll take that where that belongs, you know. I hope this resonates. This was kind of all over the place, but you know, I mean, I love you. Till next time.